Welcome back to 71 Magazine. I'm your host, John Bryenton, and joining me in the studio now is Kimberly Jagoe, who is the founder and executive director of A Simple Path and Adrian's House. Kimberly, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's always great to have somebody in here that I haven't had before. We do a lot of focus on the nonprofit organizations to try to help them get their word out, and I have seen a lot about the Simple Path, didn't know a lot about it, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to have you on. First of all, tell us about the Simple Path and how it got started.
It was started out of a need to find something for people in the homeless community to do during the day that provided them with knowledge and purpose, a safe place to land during the day that was more of a casual atmosphere of learning about food and nutrition and cooking, and providing them with the knowledge that they do have purpose, they can learn, they can be a shining example just as any of us can be. So it was started to have a community in there of people that depended on each other and lifted each other up.
Okay, well that's excellent. Now how does Adrian's House fit into the mission of A Simple Path?
Well, when we started, when I started A Simple Path, maybe roughly 5 years ago, there was no place for women to sleep that were homeless. And we are strictly a homeless shelter for women. We don't deal with any type of drug abuse or physical or mental illnesses. We are just there for women who are homeless and are wanting to move out of homelessness. So if they live in Adrian's house, so obviously we had to find a place for them, and there was a building on the property where the kitchen is, and we used that. So Pastor Todd Camp at New Life graciously gave the building for us to use for the women. So if you live, if you're a homeless woman and you live in Adrian's House, you now, we changed this several years ago, are required to put 10 hours of work into the kitchen program. That is part of your payback for living there. If you have a full-time job, because it's difficult when someone comes and says, I got a full-time job, and say, well, you can't work. So I thought that it only be fair that since the people who weren't and were involved in the program had to give back, that the people who work there also. So they have to give a monetary donation weekly if they're working towards the utility bills, etc.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense too.
Right.
Now, the Simple Path Kitchen it's very unique. The question is it open to the public? And it's a very unique question.
It's strictly for the public. So it is for the people in the homeless community to serve the public. So it is completely opposite of what you see as a soup kitchen, and it mainly because I wanted them to feel their purpose and through food. And that's, you know, such a great vessel for anyone to taste and feel, you know, and to have them feel so passionate about nutrition and food. They you know, we raised a garden in front of Adrian's house. We have 8 beds that were donated to us, and it's an all-organic garden. So we have started this kitchen from day one. No chemicals, no preservatives, no microwaving. It's all whole, slow food. So we use the expression, slow your fork. I mean, you know, so it's and they have never been resistant to that, not one person, and that's always kind of incredible to me to think that all that they've been through, because they've been through some really, really just devastating things in their life, is that they have a commitment to this from the day they start, and they never ask, you know, can we just put it in the micro? It's never even asked. They know what they're there to do, and they know that people come in. We sell out every Friday, and they know that people come in for the food that they are preparing. So it is not there to service the homeless community to eat. The homeless community is they are serving the community. So it's the reverse. It's to show people that they are it's to put a whole new face on homelessness. When people come in and they see these people, and a lot of people who eat in our kitchen are familiar with the people either from St. Benedict's or you know, the court system, or the people that volunteered at St. Benedict's. They're familiar with them, and it's really nice for them to be able to see them having purpose and doing something.
Right.
And so we ask a minimum donation of $8 for each meal, and that, and in addition to private donations, goes for a small revenue for the people who are in the program to keep Adrian's house running, and for the cost of our food and garden.
Well, I'll tell you, if people haven't visited your Facebook page, they should, because the food looks incredible, number one. And I saw a couple comments because it was talking in there about what was being served, and people were literally putting their orders in. You know, we'll pick it up in this. What are the hours of the kitchen, or when do you actually do the, is it every day that you?
Oh no, we couldn't possibly pull that off because there's so much other stuff that goes on, you know, with Adrian's house, the women, you know, the calls we get, the just dealing with all of the other issues that take place in the life of people who are homeless. That meal is sometimes, just one meal a week is hard to get pulled off with everything else behind the scenes that's going on. So we only do it on Fridays. We work on menus, planning, shopping, everything else, you know, learning about ingredients. It's funny, we've kind of gotten so comfortable in everyone knowing that you know, what we use and don't use in the program that comes along, that we're not focusing as much on that as we used to, because you know, I used to have them look up ingredients, look, you know, what does that mean? Is that real? Should that be something you should be eating? We just, everybody just kind of knows now, and so we post the menu on Monday, and then we ask for reservations because we started selling out, and people were getting upset. They were starting to line up at like 11 o'clock, and we were sold out before we would even open. And I said, this, you know, this isn't fair. So we just ask people to put in the comments, you know, their name and how many are coming. So it helps us know how many to prep for. It saves us money too in our budget, and it also people are more relaxed now. They can just come. They don't feel like that they're not going to get, you know, the meal that they've signed up for. So we do ask for reservations. Now,
is this a sit down? Can people sit down, or is it pretty much to go?
Yeah, we take the kitchen at New Life in the basement, which Pastor Todd Camp gives that to us freely, graciously. We use that kitchen and that dining area and he has a soup kitchen in there on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I think he's down to Tuesdays because someone else picked one up on Thursdays. So we just take that kitchen and turn it into a simple path with, you know, flowers and lighting and.
Well, I have to say that if I had already had plans this past Friday, I was going to put my order in because the food looked tremendous, and especially all the natural ingredients and organic foods that you use. I guess you're actually really educating these folks also, giving them a real education in food preparation. Well,
they are, and that is really, that just comes completely natural with the program. I mean, they learn these things. It was just a couple of weeks ago, I brought in a huge 3-pound bag of fava beans, because you can only get them a certain time of the year, and a friend had ordered them for me, a chef in town, and I was shelling them because it's a 3-step process to prepare them, and one of the people in the program who also he is working in at the Campbell Club part-time, so that's really another aspect, is we safely put them in other places to work outside of the kitchen, just to gradually, you know, and he's just taken off there. This young man is just and he walks over and he goes, if you don't know how to do those, I do. I learned. And I said, I don't know how to do them. You know how to, and he was so proud that he knew how to go through that whole process, and he had learned it at the Campbell Club. And the chef there, Matt, is very patient, a very patient person, and he was so proud that I love those moments, you know, those kind of moments when he was able to show me something. I mean, I knew how to shell fava beans, but I mean, and it's such a long process. I was grateful to say, no, I don't, here. But they learn so much in everything that we do, the shopping, the prepping, the preparing, the service, the service itself, and how they are so attentive to the people coming in. They know everyone that comes in. They know what they want. They make a special coffee for a lady that comes in every Friday. To me, the service, is one of the greatest things. They're learning to serve when they've lived a life that we've set up that says we just need to serve you, and you just sit there and don't believe in yourself, basically.
I understand.
And to watch that and to watch them just grow in that, and it's really nice to see them gain the knowledge and the purpose that they should have had.
That's great. Kimberly, how is your organization funded?
Only private donors.
Okay.
So we are only funded by the people in this community. We do get the Aid the Homeless grant, and that is the only thing that we get once a year.
Okay. So you're very reliant on the folks here in town, the generosity of the folks.
That is the only thing that we rely on.
Okay.
It's very difficult to track people the way that you need to track them for grants and such. It would take so much time away from us, and we're a two-person operation. So, yeah.
So let me ask you this, does the organization utilize volunteers?
Well, using volunteers kind of goes against what we're trying to do.
Okay.
So we are attempting to make the people self-sufficient and put them in a space where they can only rely on themselves.
I see.
So if I'm bringing in adults as a volunteer to help them do what they should be doing themselves, it kind of defeats our purpose and what our goal is for them. So we don't use volunteers.
Okay.
There are times we need, some things we'll post and this and that, but we don't like to feel like we are continually making them think that they need someone to help them.
I see.
I mean, we're trying to make them self-sufficient. So by bringing someone in, I feel badly when people ask but that's the whole mission of our program, is to get them out on their own.
Right. Well, that makes perfectly good sense. Really, it does.
And I'm not sure how you would ever get out there on your own if someone's doing everything for you.
Everything for you. You're right. So if any of our viewers would like to make a donation of their money, how can they do this?
Well, they can go to our website, which is A Simple Path. We have a Facebook page, A Simple Path. There's a number you can call. There's a PayPal on our website too, and we frequently attach it to our Facebook page because that seems to be where everybody looks for the food. And the the $8 doesn't really cover everything.
I'm sure it doesn't.
So but most people are so much more generous than the $8 with us. You can make donations when you come in. But all the information is either on our Facebook page or on our website, and we have a call button on our Facebook page, and you can always call that number too.
Okay, well great. Well, Kimberly, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Love to have you on in the future to see any more developments come about. So thanks again.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thanks for tuning in. And on behalf of everyone here at OCTV, we wish you a wonderful summer, and we'll see you right back here soon.